this thing works very, very well. Once you reach out to them on email or LinkedIn, they're naturally predisposed to help you. You want to reference a 5-minute favor and get them to say yes. Once they acknowledge and they say, yeah, you will find this thing to work. Again, what we've done here with this simple act of being generous first is we flipped the entire dialogue around to, rather than us being a taker, we're perceived as a giver. And that will take us from 1 in 4 people being naturally predisposed to help us to 3 in 4. Again, we totally flipped it around, and what you'll see is it's powerful. So there's a woman named Clara who wrote a book with me. She did this exact technique. She reached out to 40 people in 1 week with just 1 email. She did a sort of 5-minute favor for all of them. 26 of the 40 people got back to her with 1 email saying, yes, I'd be happy to do an interview with you. Again, it wasn't anything magical. It was just very, very simple in those sorts of ways. So what I want you to do this week is I want you to start to try some 5-minute favors. Again, the goal here of this is to try it out. So what I'd love for you to do tonight, kind of before you guys leave out of here, and either some of your time during your studio time tonight, is find an author that you would love to interview, and find someone who's a podcast host that you would love to interview in those ways. Go out to them and do something very simple. I want you to just basically leave them a review on their show or on their book, and then I want you to tell them. So for example, Adam Grant has a podcast. Go onto Twitter and say, Adam Grant, I loved your Work-Life podcast with Malcolm Gladwell, was deserving of a 6-star review, but could only give you 5. Don't copy this directly, because that would look weird. But you get the idea on that one, right? So find a podcast song. Find an author, Brene Brown. Brene Brown, I'm inspired by your latest book to write more. I left you longer praise on Amazon, and tell them that one. Then you follow up with an email, and you'll be way, way, way better to do it. So try this out. You'll see it's really powerful as a tool for you. Again, it's one of those things that when I tell people to do this, sometimes people are like, well, I don't know, is this really going to work? Remember what I've just asked you to do. My goal for you over the next month is I just want you to be nice, like a lot. Right? Just be nice, like 20, 30, 50 times, whatever it is. Just do something very nice. 2 things are going to happen to you. Number 1, people are going to actually start to respond. They're going to like your tweets. They're going to be really nice to you. They're going to follow you on Instagram. Good things are going to happen, number 1. And number 2, and this is perhaps the most important thing, you're actually going to start to feel better about yourself. It's a weird thing, but like there's so much negativity on social media that you'll find is helpful. So again, your goal this week is I want each and every one of you to try and do 10 5-minute favors. Now remember, if you think about the math in this one, that's 5 minutes, right, for each one at a maximum. So that's no more than an hour just being nice. What you'll find is they're really shorter than that one. They don't take very long at all. But I want you to try it out. And so try to target out 10 of these 5-minute favors this week. And then next week, you're going to do 10 more. So again, over the next 2 weeks, I want you to do 25-minute favors, and you'll be surprised at sort of what happens. You're going to get in the habit of it, and the more you do this thing, the more good things will come from you. So do things like review someone's book, review their product, review their podcast, review their YouTube channel, share to their cause, donate their article so they do, tell them about their articles that you like them. Again, it's fun to be nice, and you'll see that it's really powerful as you do it. So that's the big stuff for this sort of week here, is again, I want you to continue to have these interviews with these people that you've sort of already booked, continue to do more outreach to people that you already know as these friendlies, and then the key thing I want you to start this week is I want you to start 5-minute favors. Take people that you really do want to interview, you don't know particularly well yet, and just start by being nice, and you'll be surprised at kind of what emerges in that.